Good morning, Villain Squad, Kneecap Fighters, everybody, everywhere. Dwayne Keen already in the chat, chatting it up. I'm going to let a few more jump in here. Fruity Fred Peterson just jumped in. Good morning. It's a great day to be a Lion, one pride. We will be talking specifically about what's going on with the Cam Sutton situation here shortly. So that is definitely one of our top topics and what it will do for the cap in the near future. Can't be done until the NFL approves the voided contract. So right now, it's just on the roster, even though he's cut. That being said, it's about time to hit this intro. I want to say thank you to everybody out there. This milestone was reached on March 11th when I just hit 20,000 views on February 28th. Come on, 5,000 views in 2 weeks, boys. Y'all been busy. But it is time for the intro. Let's get this show on the road.
Show us here locally in the community. Make sure y'all go check out Kneecap Bodies by Jeremy Smoke.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It is Lions Talk with Smokin Jeremy B. And yes, Von Doom is in the house. Fred Peterson said, "What's up, VD? How you been, bud?"
I've been good,
Earl,
Fruity Fred. How you been doing, man?
Earl Jackson, happy birthday. Everybody deserves a happy birthday. Everybody. You know, even if you end up a prison bitch like Cam Sutton might.
I'm up with
Happy
eating my
birthday,
gators already.
Earl. Say what? What'd
He
you
was
say?
eating my gators already.
I think so too. I think her family got him. That's why we haven't heard shit.
Hopefully, it'll be right. I don't want to hear about cops and justice like that. I want to hear about they got theirs. Late to the party. So voidable contract. Not yet. You good, JB?
Yeah.
Oh, the
No,
program.
I got a new jacket and I wanted to try it on. Yeah, this wonderful spring weather. It is chilly out there. This is great for wearing underneath my warm hoodie. This is a nice little light jogging type of jacket, but I like what it says right here. Stay humble, hustle hard. Yes, there is language in the contract. The paperwork has been filed. Let me read exactly what Eric Schlitt of ESPN wrote. It appears the Lions do have language built into the contract, and I'm going to put in parentheses here, like every other player in the NFL, to protect themselves against a situation like the one Sutton finds himself in. Therefore, they should be able to avoid the entire 10.5 guaranteed base salary, but they're still on the hook because when he signed his contract, he got an 8.72 million signing bonus already paid.
We gotta talk about stuff. We don't want to hear about stuff.
So what was going to hit the cap was 10.5. We get that back. The rest of the signing bonus, the little piddly stuff like the $500,000 roster bonus for showing up to camp. Yeah, he's definitely not getting that one.
What if he just shows up anyway?
So that's so yeah. We got about a half an inch to an inch of snow. Well, by the calendar, it's the first day of spring, Dwayne Keen, but in Michigan, we know that winter lasts till May sometimes. That's just the way it is. I think it's that way in Pennsylvania too, isn't it, Von Doom?
Yeah, but man, if you really look back to what spring break was about, it has nothing to even do with that. It was designed for the farming states so that they could have the kids home to help with planting.
Yeah, it sure was. It's
So
because
this is the time of year to plant.
you used to start the plant when at the first thaw, and the first thaw would usually be now.
Yep. Got to get my garden going.
Brent says Lansing got about 2 to 3 inches. Grand Rapids, ooh, it's snowing hard right now. Orlando Escarbano Jr. Yeah, it hasn't been a cold winter at all.
I agree, Ken Fisher. Somebody needs to dig that some bitch up and build him a new hole.
Peter Griffith Breeze, we have to wait until the NFL approves the voidable contract. Until then, his contract just sits in limbo. I actually looked at Sport Track. They already updated it where it shows nothing that it shows no dead cap. It just shows that $12.3 million. So once that gets done, we're still on the hook for that 1.8 or 2 point whatever that percentage of the signing bonus. We don't get any of that back because it's paid up front. The signing bonus is paid at the time of the contract. You don't get that money back. But it doesn't turn to dead cap in this situation. Gina Passarelli, I and my family are coming to Michigan in July for camping. Yeah, Saginaw gets a little bit more snow because they're near the Saginaw Bay. They get that lake effect snow just like they do in Bay City and the Thumb and Oscoda and the west side of the state. So we're sitting here with about 3/4 of an inch and just a light dusting coming down at the time. No, sir, because signing bonus is because you intended to sign him for the 3 years. It's kind of like I'm trying to think of how you can word it in modern day society. When you are a top flight sales agent and you go from one dealership to another dealership, and it's usually like from a GM to a Ford dealership, they give you a signing bonus. Whether you keep the job or not, or whether they fire you or not, that signing bonus is theirs. Oh boy, gotta take care of your floors. That I hope that's because you're at work doing it. We sued CJ. Calvin Johnson? No, we didn't sue CJ. That's written in the CBA when they retire. He tried to sue us and lost.
They could have chosen not to go after the money, but they made a dickhead move and did and burned the bridges.
Um, when you retire before your contract is due, because he retired 2 years. Okay, work at a hospital in Lansing. Okay, great job. Ken Fisher, it is a different situation when somebody retires versus something like this. It shouldn't be though. Oh God, I hope not Tina Passarelli. He might get hurt on the tom rack before he ever hits the practice squad.
Hey, knock it off.
What?
Such a hater.
Not a hater,
Oh,
a realist.
well, now you got a roster spot. You might as well bring back Josh Reynolds.
No, let him go to Baltimore. That's where he's headed for his meeting today. Yep, Odell is overrated, and much like Baker Mayfield was in Cleveland. Goff's contract There has been no word that they're doing an extension right now, and St. Brown's is on hold because they're trying to figure out how long it's gonna be. He's good with the money they're offering. It's just Brad Holmes likes to do 3 to 4-year deals. He wants 5, 5, 6, or 7. I don't see a big problem with it. Just do it. And you can backload it different too. CMC was not he's a different animal. Uh, King SJ, the difference is the Colts weren't right at the salary cap and the Lions were at the time. The Colts were able to afford it. Oh, I know he was. I just like giving Baker shit. Baker Mayfield, Daniel Jones, and Trevor Lawrence have all had the same results so far in their career. They all get to the playoffs, they win a game, they lose.
So they're saying that Jared Goff.
Hey, he wins more than one game when he gets to the playoffs, so
But he didn't win a Super Bowl. He just lost in the playoffs. So same thing.
nope, that is why Hawk probably won't be ready because at his age it takes a little longer to heal from those ACL injuries. Never wished injury on Hawk, but kind of made me laugh. I'm not gonna lie. Aaron Leiter, good morning.
Man, Ricky, I don't believe that Baker's overrated, man. I like Baker Mayfield. I
I
think he
like
went to a bad situation out of college.
Yep, Von Doom doesn't have to worry about Dimes anymore. It's JJ time in New York.
No, it's not going to happen. Everything I'm reading right now is the Cardinals are open at 4 for business. Expect the Vikings to jump us for them.
If they jump up there, they're getting Jaden Daniels.
Jaden Daniels is going to be gone in the top 3. It's going to go Caleb, Daniels, May.
I think it's going to go Caleb, May, McCarthy. I think the Patriots are taking McCarthy.
If Belichick was there, I'd say yes, but not Antonio, Jared Mayo is going to run it differently. You got to think for freaking Jaden Daniels, but he'll be gone before then.
Daniel Jones was given his extension ahead of time because they didn't do his 5th-year option. You can ask Von Doom about this. He should have been on his rookie contract last year.
Yep. But
And
freaking
if
our GM said no.
Yeah, because your GM had a brain fart and said, "Oh, let's just re-sign him for 3 years and $40 million a year."
Well,
Trevor
I don't
Lawrence
think the plan was originally to resign him at all. I think that they were going to move on from him right away, but then he fucking took the team to the playoffs and he had a solid season. You were like, okay, well, there's nobody in free agency better right now, and we ruined our draft chance of getting somebody.
In all actuality, Orlando, the more QBs that go in the top 10, the better your chances you don't have to trade up. Ask Von Doom.
Correct. Yep.
You can sit right there where you're at and have a good player fall. The more QBs, O linemen, and wide receivers go up front, the better off you are to get if you want a defensive playmaker to let them fall. Odds are we're going to end up. If you look at this roster and the way it's built right now, we probably aren't taking a CB in the first round still.
They should. Joseph Osteen. Baker threw his teammates under the bus in Cleveland. Not a leader. Passed the buck. That's not even true completely. Look at all them that are throwing him under the bus for everything, and then he finally fires back about it, and then he's the bad guy there.
Felicity Jeans in the chat saying, "Keep it up, guys." Leaves a lot of non-QB to fall in our lap, sure, but if we love a guy like the Toledo CB, I've been saying this all along. We need a 4th-round pick. There's a lot of good guys that are slated to be 4th-round picks instead of reaching for them in the 3rd at 73. You trade back in the 1st, and you get yourself a 4th and a possible 5th and a future 2nd. It makes more sense to trade back than trade up. Also, money-wise, it makes more sense. If you want to get one of these top flight free agents, which Tina asked me a lot about, and I'm going to address that here in a second. Tina Passarelli says, "I have the feeling the Bears will be taking the quarterback from Michigan." Wow.
He'd have been hanging out there at Rogers this morning.
Again. Here goes my internet again. I cut out right there, didn't I?
Yes, you did. For a second, I thought it was me, and I sat there quiet, staring at it.
Nope, it's me. I watched it drop.
Did he go out again, dude?
But cousin Gay had
He's having some internet problems over there this morning, guys. Yeah, nobody wants to see their guys from their freaking college teams go play for the opposing team's fan base. Yeah, he's completely frozen right now. I'm here, man. I was just getting quiet because I didn't know when he was coming back in, what he was doing there. But it is kind of what it is. Yes, Goff in the pocket.
JB more than froze. The internet crashed.
JB needs to call his internet provider and tell them to get their asses out there and fix it.
Yeah, I know. I already told my mom that, and she won't do it. Her name on the account.
Walk outside with a wrench and just take the wire off and tell her it's completely out so she has to call.
Big Dan Davis, yes, the snow sucks, but it's not as bad here. Jeremy, yeah, Shabazz is Am's curse. He's trying to disrupt the space-time continuum. Oh, Jesus. You ain't gonna let that go, are you, Orlando?
You guys got snow. It's going to be 50.
But anyways, nope, I have Xfinity, but the asshat that came out to fix it last time and test everything, he left the internet access box on the side of the house open and a loose connection. So water got in their provided equipment on the outside of the house. So every time the temperature changes to where shit can freeze, we get this. Hey, Von Doom, I actually did internet repair. Remember, I do know this shit.
It could be multiple things because it always seems to happen when it gets shitty out there. I wouldn't be surprised if you had a squirrel chew the freaking line up at the freaking pole.
But guys we could possibly target. And Xavier Howard is one of them. He actually reported that he wants to go to a team with a chance to go win more than one game in a playoff or a playoff game, and he'd sign for less to go there.
I don't see guys like him signing until after June 1st or into camp.
Right. I actually agree with that.
I keep hearing everybody still wants Snead so damn bad. You know what? You got the cap room now to go get his ass. Just give him the damn first and say fuck it.
Right. Might as well just go ahead, give him the money, bring him in. Last time I had issues, it was because of a damn squirrel at the pole.
Dude, I was a cable guy for umpteen years, and those damn squirrels cause more problems than you can imagine. That's why when you see the one that bites the power line or gets fried and looks like beef jerky, you're like, justice. Howard would be the best case scenario other than a Newton trade. Snead would be the best case scenario other than a Newsom trade. I just like Newsom better because he's younger.
And Snead also will cost you at least a second round, if not a first round pick in the process.
Probably. But at this point, your first round pick's basically a second round pick. It's so far back, might as well do it anyway.
They're asking too much. The teams that's called and inquired, they haven't made a trade for Newsom yet.
If they really wanted to move him, they'd be like the Panthers. Give him with peanuts.
VD as a cable guy, I've seen that movie. They used Jim Carrey to play you, VD.
Jim Carrey's a funny-some bitch.
That's probably how he met his wife. But just kidding. No, I know you guys have been sweethearts forever.
20 years now.
Since high school, right?
No, right after high school.
Or right after. Okay. 20. Call Eagles. Let's get Slay back home. Hell no. Have you not seen his play degrade the last 2 years?
No, last year he was fine. This current year he sucked because they put Matt Patricia back there on the shit.
I wouldn't want to play for him either.
No. Lions fan for 50 years. Could not be. I like
48 this year for me there, Brian. I feel you and love your pain. How's that? If the Detroit Lions can pull it off like they did last year, I say they will be 14-3 with playoff chances. That's her prediction.
That is a ballsy prediction.
It is. I say 12-5 again.
I'm saying 10-11 win, wild card team in.
I'm saying we win the division still. We will be a wild card team in, even at that 11 or 12 mark.
I don't know about the division right now. I'm still a little iffy, just because Green Bay has a softer schedule than you guys have.
They're second place. That second place roster, everybody else that was a second place team got better too.
Did they though?
Yeah, they did. Might be 13-4, 3 playoff wins. 3 NFC North teams making the playoff. I think Chicago has the outside shot. I think Vikings are more than just a quarterback away on offense.
I hope Caleb Williams comes in and he does his best CJ Stroud impression, and everybody freaks out about it.
I hope you go suck a dick.
Well, you're not going to get your hope there, buddy.
Oh, the rabbit died. Who's pregnant? Hatter's house. Isn't that what they say? The rabbit died when somebody gets pregnant. just joking.
Oh, I thought that's what they said when the batteries ran out.
Well, that's usually what makes the girl get the case of ass. This is true.
I'll be back 2 seconds.
And Big Dan Davis says 11, maybe 12 for the Lions. Right. Is especially no one, LOL, but yeah, I heard that. Somebody in your family is going to be calling to say, I have a positive pregnancy test now. Green Bay has 3 different games than the Lions. They play 6 NFC North games, AFC South, NFC West, just like we do. The schedules aren't that different. Exactly. I hope Chicago fucks around and takes J.J. McCarthy at 1. Dwayne Keene says between 12 to 15. I'm sticking with my original prediction. As soon as I looked at the schedule, I said I'm putting the same window of wins for the Lions this year as I did last year because everybody else got marketably improved. So even though we were at the top, they all got better, is what I'm getting at. We might be every team in this division might be 3-3 or 4-2, except for Minnesota. They'll be 2-4. Book it. Vegas line, the only one that matters. Yep. And last year they had us at what? Over under. Oh, main event, Mike.
Hey,
How you doing, buddy?
good man. How are you?
Fan fucking tastic.
I bum rushed the show on purpose. I think I clicked the wrong button, but hey, it's good to be on.
Yeah, how you been?
I'm good, man.
I just been interacting with the chat. I talked about the Cam Sutton and how they applied for the void of his contract, and it already reflects it on Spot Track because all it shows is his salary is there, and there's nothing after it.
So that means the Lions are going to get out of the cap?
They will get out of the dead cap hit. They will actually get the whole 10.5 signing bonus voided. So that becomes cap room. So I'm actually thinking that we're probably going to go for a top flight cornerback in free agency as soon as that happens. Somebody like Xavier Howard, who already said he wants to go to a playoff team and will sign for less rather than trading for somebody and giving up draft capital.
So sad about the Cam Sutton thing, though, right?
It is. I hope he's okay. I have two theories. One, he took his signing bonus money out of the bank when he fled from the house that night, hopped on a boat to Cuba or the Bahamas on a non-extradition island somewhere, or her family found out immediately when she woke up and called him, and they found him first. That's my two theories on it.
Well, it could be holed up in a hotel room, too, somewhere. Paid cash. No one knows who he is. I mean, there's a billion possibilities. But I like your two theories. What do you think, Von Doom?
I think he got eaten by gators already. Hiding out in the swamp.
Because of the family finding him and knocking him out.
Right.
I hope he got eaten by gators already.
By the way, my logo up there in the upper right-hand part of your screen is actually coming to me. I found a place to do some custom polo shirts, hats, and a varsity jacket for me with my logo on it.
The paternity test, right? That was the day before. Now, they say it was the day before, but the police responded at 4:53 in the morning on the 7th. So technically, that was still the same night, right? It was the same night as the paternity test hearing.
Had not up for our day yet, so that is Tuesday still.
It was all we know is that court records show it was a Zoom call paternity hearing.
Yeah,
we don't know if that was to get the results, like a Maury Povich, and you're not the father. Imagine. And then, essentially, it's later that night at 4:00 in the morning. They're out there warring on the third floor of his house in Florida, in Lutz, Florida. And then deputies respond to the scene to a, quote, battered woman. This was from the Tampa Bay Times. I went and looked up the local newspaper and read the article, and it said a battered woman. Now, all of this thrown from a third-story window, I could not substantiate that. Were you able to get anything concrete? All I've seen was some guy posted that, and he's not a guy. He's not a source.
Is the guy that wrote the article.
Not the one I saw. You saw somewhere actually printed under a legitimate head.
No. I'm saying he just posted about it. If he's a legit writer for that paper, I think he's the one that has to go to the police blotter scenes and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? That guy, the one that goes and gets the information for the paper.
Well, then he wouldn't be able to put that on his own social media if it's not in the article. They would have put it in the article if that was the case.
All we know for sure is that she looked like she'd been strangled. She was passed out on the front lawn. And he fled the scene and was seen fleeing the scene by neighbors right after it happened. And it wasn't That when they say he took off, they're not saying, oh, he drove away. They said he fled. He sped off into the distance. So something happened between them.
And no one's seen him since.
And no one's seen him since, which leans credence that he's guilty of something, but we can't presume it.
Right, but the thrown from the third story window thing, I'm reluctant to report that to my viewers because I cannot quote a credible source at this time about it. I actually have the source, the guy's name, but he's just a guy.
Great, Brian Agardo.
Yes, that's him. So do you know who that guy is? That guy, the police blotter guy for the paper?
He's one of the guys that goes and get it.
I don't know about that. I don't know how you've got some. I'll take your word for it. It's your show. What else we got?
What else we got? So the warrant is just aggravated assault because that's on the initial criminal findings at the time, which means they found her and she was alive. Somebody attempted to strangle her and she was unconscious at that time. So therefore, that's how they have to write it up at the time that the ticket is written, and that's how it goes worded into the arrest warrant. If anything changes with her health, if there was, and here's the thing, Florida, and I'm not saying she was because I don't know, but in Florida, if an unborn child over 10 weeks of age is killed in the mother's womb due to injuries to her, it is considered murder. They were the first state to do that, I think about 8-10 years ago. So that's something else to think about because all of a sudden, after 13 days, the whole narrative in Florida changed to a manhunt and it became a felony warrant. So that's why I'm leaning towards he killed himself over the whole stress of the situation. We have to remember what Lions fans did to him right after that NFC championship game. There was a bunch of them on Twitter that went on there and told him to hang himself, that they'd harm him, harm his family, burn his house down, and all sorts of shit. So his head hasn't been right for weeks. And then if that paternity test said that the child that he had been raising is not his, how would you feel at that point?
Right. I mean, we don't know that she was pregnant, right? We don't know anything about the kid or anything.
No, I'm just saying that's one of those situations that you don't know why they escalated the warrant the way they did. You know what I'm saying? It went from just a warrant to a manhunt for a felony warrant. There, because aggravated assault is actually a misdemeanor until it becomes something else later.
Well, he's wanted on a felony warrant, domestic battery by strangulation.
Yeah, that's horrible. That's all I know. It's a horrible situation.
Horrible.
And all we know is 2 lives are affected out of this. Either way, hers and his and all their family members around them. That's what I'm getting at.
Mm-hmm.
And Mike, if your daughter calls you and says, "Dad, my boyfriend strangled me and I'm in the hospital," what are you doing, Mike?
Yeah, I probably going to prison.
No. Unalive that motherfucker.
I hear you there 100%. You know what's odd to me though, Jeremy, is this incident happened on the morning of March the 7th. The Detroit Lions supposedly did not find out until the 20th of March. Do you think that that's odd?
It's not that it's odd. Here's what I'm going to say about that, and I've said it on my show. And I said, any agent worth his grain of salt that might have other players on the team, the Lions cannot make a public statement and cannot know until there's a public statement made by the authorities. This is a rule within the NFL. So until it's issued as a public warrant, like nationwide, like they did on all over news and media, they can't make a statement on it. But I'm saying the front office knew because look at it. Right after free agency started, what was the second 2 moves we made after signing Glasgow?
Carlton Davis.
Carlton Davis and Meek Robertson.
That's right. I'm not saying the Lions are liars. Okay, no, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that it is odd to me that, all those days go by, right? 12 days go by, 13 days go by, and no one knows about this?
And think about this.
Aren't the neighbors going to call someone and put this out? I mean, hey, my neighbor's a pro football player, just strangled his girlfriend. It's just odd to me that the Lions put out an official statement to say we didn't know about it until today. And I applaud Sheila Ford Hamp and I applaud Brad Holmes for acting swiftly and cutting bait with him the very next day. On Thursday, they release him officially. They could have waited for the league to do something and suspend him, and then it would have been a lot easier for them, a lot less messy in regards to the cap. But they didn't. They just said, we're done with this guy, and I applaud them for that. And I wish the best for Cam Sutton. I pray that he's found safe, and I pray that the woman that he allegedly attacked is okay.
So here's the thing. So his agent, who possibly has one or two more guys on every roster in the league, right? Think about it. Agents have way more than one guy that they represent. They're going to call every single one of the players they represent, if nothing else. Correct?
Yeah, you would think.
So if one of those players is a Lion, hey, you got to keep this under wraps, but tell everybody to stay away from Cam for a while. He's in trouble. That's probably the story that went around. You know what I'm saying? Just he's in trouble.
I do. And I realize that the Lions probably knew, like Ken is saying there in the comments, but they couldn't comment publicly. That's fine. Then why in their statement then did they say, we just found out about this? I mean, they didn't mince words. They weren't cryptic. They were very direct. We just learned of this.
Right. But publicly, because the public found out about it and they did publicly in the media at the same time, they have to say it like this. It has nothing to do, it has to do with the whole NFL. So this is all guesswork right now. Absolutely. We don't know if they did. We don't know if they don't. I'm going to assume they did.
I don't think you can, though, because their statement doesn't mince words. It's not cryptic. It comes right out and says, we just found out.
I just.
Okay, honestly, somebody probably knew a little bit of what was going on there, but until it comes out publicly, you don't say anything there. As soon as it does, you go out, you address the thing like the way they did, because public perception is all that really matters in this situation. It doesn't matter true or lie, who knew what, as long as the public believes one thing is all that matters at the end of the day.
No, we're not trying to take anything seriously. We're just talking about it, Tina, because it is news. It has to be talked about. Whether you Lions fans want to hear it or not, it is news. But we will move on because
it happens to be the biggest story in the country right now.
Right. So. I mean, it's all any NFL show is talking about. And they don't want that trouble on the Detroit Lions name. Absolutely right, Neil. Absolutely right. That's our buddy Neil that's been on, Bandit, who's been on my show a few times.
Oh, yeah.
But to save face with everybody, it's better to claim negligence than it is to say, oh, yeah, we knew. Is it not? I mean, just the moves to me tells me they knew something was up. That's all I'm getting at. Because we went for guys that were marginally better than what Cam Sutton was. One is really decent, and the other one's just above them in talent level. Brian Peacock, that is exactly what I'm getting. It's plausible deniability, like Sergeant Schultz. We saw nothing. We knew nothing. We heard nothing.
But that's a lie.
That may be. But that plausible deniability is great for everybody as an organization and to keep the wheels turning.
Everyone knew Sergeant Schultz was lying. And Brian, you're dating yourself. You're giving your age away there, my friend.
He's a 50-year Lion fan as much as I'm
a that's awesome.
Year Lion fan. So yes, Hogan's Heroes, 100%. All of us that are around that 50 age, as soon as we hear, I hear nothing.
Hey, Bandit, 2 years in a row in the news in the offseason sounds bad. The Raiders were there for like 40 in a row, so it ain't that bad.
I mean, this is our first felon. This is our first true felon. All we've had is misdemeanor stuff. We had a coach that drove naked through a Wendy's drive-through once. I mean, we
What's
should
wrong
be.
with that?
We've had. Let's not forget. I hope he's found alive, and I hope if he is guilty, he gets to serve his punishment. My thought is, and my dad says, I have always known nothing. And Orlando Escribano Jr. says Ray Caruth was my first. Hey, and you know what? Cam Sutton isn't going to get the superstar treatment like somebody like Pat Mahomes or Amon-Ra St. Brown or Justin Jefferson or anybody like that. He's not getting that treatment.
I look at this different than most of you guys do, saying you want justice, this and that. He hurt a woman or a child. I don't want justice. I want hood justice.
It might have happened. That's all I'm saying. It might have happened.
I hope it did. No man should ever lay his hands on a woman. I don't give a hell what the hell
If
it
you
is.
haven't driven naked through a Wendy's drive-thru, are you even American?
Probably not.
Man. Oh my God.
I'd make it through Burger King because you could have it your way.
For Von Doom, that's like a Tuesday.
Yeah, but his drive-through is the window outside his kitchen, and he asked his wife, "Show me your boob."
Dude, how many times have you heard me yell, just turn around and be like, hey, show me your boobs?
I know. We've literally been talking backstage like that, and he'll say that to her.
She gets so mad. It's funny.
Sandra still did start out as a wide receiver and converted to. Why hasn't Cam's attorney located him? And if not, that doesn't compute. He's obligated to represent the player. That it's not credible. The authorities in Florida have been in touch with Cam's attorney. Derek Davis, if Cam's attorney knows where he's at while he's under this, he can't violate it, but he can say, I can tell you, you may or may not want to look in this area. Big Dan Davis. Oh my goodness. Christian Fulton signs with the Chargers.
That's a great point by Funky Lions fan right there.
It is. And
we don't know the details.
We don't know the details. So it's all speculation till the court case happens.
Right. I mean, she probably tripped out of that window.
Right. You're absolutely. One thing I want to point out, though, a Bandit said the bad thing is if he wouldn't have fled.
That's right.
He wouldn't even be going to jail. They would have gave him a bond and he'd been released because at that point, it's just a court date.
Right. And you might still be a Detroit Lion under that circumstance.
Right. Something else is going on. He's been missing and no one contacted him in 14 days.
That's right.
And even his lawyer has stated he hasn't heard from him. He can't lie about that. If he's heard from his client, he has to tell the police he's heard from his client.
He's hiding in my basement.
Aiding and abetting. Shh.
I got to jump off and get the shelter finished built for him. But thanks for having me on, Jeremy. See you, Von Doom. See you guys.
All right, man.
Have a good one, Mike.
Okay.
He's harder to find right now than he was on the field.
He's harder to find right now than Jimmy Hoffa.
But okay, man, yeah, I really am done talking about it because I don't really give a shit about him now. I hope he's dead somewhere in a ditch.
No, he has an
actual
arrest warrant. It's more than a missing persons report. The missing persons report was filed nationally because they don't think he's in Florida anymore.
He got a lawyer like so.
Yeah, that's funny. But guys, if you haven't been on, you see all those beautiful tumblers that are pictured in the back of Von Doom right here? Look at that. You should probably go over to the YouTube side to Kneecap Biting with the Motor City Lions and click that subscribe button. We got 3 to go before we hit 400. We are either giving away a tumbler of your choice or a custom mini helmet done by Von Doom himself. Correct?
Yes, sir.
The tumblers, we sell them for 25 shipped, correct?
For our people, yes. Other people, it's 30.
Okay. So if you're not a Lions fan, it's something else. But for our people, it's 25 a piece.
No, not even a Lions fan, man. You better mention the show.
Absolutely, Dad. As an attorney, you are an officer of the court, and there are rules they have to follow or they can be disbarred.
It's hard to prove, though.
Well, no, it's where the tumblers turn, so you can see the whole picture there, Funky Lions fan. But yeah, I get it. The separation makes them look like they were behind bars in jail, bro.
Bandit, it's more like this, man. I have a daughter that's had some really shitty stuff happen to her in life from other people. And at this point, I don't care what it was. I don't care if she was in bed getting pounded by his dad, his brother, and the neighbor at the same time. Don't lay your hands on a woman. If you're a man that does that, you're not a man. You should freaking off yourself. You should eat a bullet right there on the spot.
Fred Peterson says the mini helmets are badass. Thank you, Von Doom.
You're welcome, Fred.
No. That's our price if you're buying them, Tina. If you subscribe on YouTube, we're going to go through all 400 subscribers, and we're giving one away. If it's one of my 3 burner accounts, we're drawing another name. We're just, in other words, if we draw your name from a hat and you're subscribed on YouTube, Steve is real is in the chat, and he agrees with me. Any man who hits a woman is a coward and a punani. Well, let me post the link in here. Just a second. I will get you a link.
One Funky Lions fan. I understand everybody wants to know like the whole story there. But right there in the reports, they're saying she's got signs of strangulation. That alone is enough for me.
And most people don't strangulate themselves. Just
I mean,
saying.
autoerotic asphyxiation is a thing, but it's not going to be hands. And
oh yeah, you're available to get it, Dad. There's the link if you want to go over and click in. Go right ahead.
JB, are we doing mock drafts at all tonight?
Yeah, we'll be doing 1 or 2. Absolutely. Yeah, Trevor Lawrence was made such a big deal, but his stats are Danny Dimes. Okay. The guys I like, Xavier Howard, J.C. Jackson, Adoree Jackson. I'm not as high on Stephon Gilmore, and the other one that Von Doom and I have talked about just signed with the Chargers, Christian Fuller.
Christian Fulton just signed with the Chargers. Low cost, decent production guys.
Steven Nelson.
I like Steven Nelson. I like Fabian Monroe. Absolutely, Charles. I mean, yes, everybody knows Snead's out there. He's available. You want to give up the money to go get him? Probably not. If I'm Holmes, I'm going to sign one of these lower tier guys, something like in a 3 year, $1 million. I mean, 1 year, $3 million range, and I'm going to draft a cornerback, either in the first or second round.
I'd say second or third.
If you get a guy like Quinn Mitchell, Kool-Aid that drops there, you take them just because, you know what, their talent level says they should be higher.
Right.
And
Same
you know what? Yeah, same with Cooper DeJean. You take that guy there just because they should be higher rated on the board. But like second, third round, I like Max Melton a lot, the kid from Rutgers, and I like Chow Wade Smith.
And other than that, I like Mikey Sanderstall if you're going to grab one in the third.
Yeah, but I'm not a homer, so I'm not going to go with that because too many Michigan fans would like that.
I know, but I'm just saying he is a good corner, and in the third, I don't mind it. But at the same time, in that second round, if you don't pick him there, you're probably not get him. You have to take either Marshawn Nealon or Braylon Dorfus. Or Dorless, excuse me. Right? Is it Braylon Dorless or Dorfus, whatever his name is?
Dorless.
Okay.
You want another edge.
Yeah, we need another edge.
Dude, it's not behind bars. It's just the reflection.
Bondoom, why do you have Laporta behind bars? That's the second person who said it.
Oh, my God. Look at it. It's 3 angles.
It's 3 angles of the same tumbler. But because he is just coming off of an injury and he's a versatile player, the Brad Holmes pick is Cooper DeJean. I'm not wrong.
Kool-Aid could be a Holmes pick because he's injured too. And he ran
Right.
damn fast with that fracture in his foot.
Yeah. You remember, he isn't fully healed from that, and he finally ran at his pro day.
Ran a 4.47 with that thing still fracturing his foot leg. So realistically, he's like a high 4.3 guy.
As soon as I see that I have 400 subs on YouTube, we will be doing the drawing. It'll be on the next live show we do, whether it's morning or evening. Correct, Bondoom?
Yes. Ooh. If they take Max Melton, you and I will have a barbed wire electric fence match at WrestleMania. Fucking bet. Next year in Minnesota, right?
We're at $3.99, 1 to go. Yeah, Cooper DeJean and Kool-Aid both have been slipping in the mocks. You see them going after 20 now rather than in the top 15. And there's a very good chance Cooper will be there at 29. But at the same time, the mocks are only slightly more accurate than the guys that put out their mocks at NFL Network and ESPN. No, it's just 1 per subscriber. I want everybody to have that same 1 in 400 shot. And technically, I have 3 and Dan's in there. Should we let Keegan be a part of it? He's technically a part of the show.
Yeah, no, take Keegan out of it. He's not a part of it because we're making him a Brad Holmes guy thing anyway, remember?
Yeah, we're making him a part of the show.
And Keegan's got a broken foot, so he's definitely a Brad Holmes kind of guy.
First round talent, Brent, 100%.
Well, if you really want one to look behind bars, I'll put a Cam Sutton one on there for you.
One funky Lions fan, I think Darius Robinson might be there at 61. He's falling out of the first.
Oh, he absolutely is.
David Cadillac
done.
with the Smiley Pepper party. Smoking Dad. I know I won't win because I only have one kind of luck, and it's not called good. Oh, we are family. I do know that.
There are only 2 edges in the entire first round that I like. And they'll both be gone most likely by the time it comes to the Lions. I like Chop Robinson, and I like Latu.
I don't even think you got to trade up for Jerzon Newton. He's dealing with an injury. That's why he's been falling. He didn't work out at the pro day. That's why he didn't work out at the combine either. So, yeah, you probably are the only one. He's 6'1" and 304, so he's not an edge guy at all. He is 100% an interior defensive tackle. I seen somebody in one of the chats last night goes, I wouldn't mind him. He can play edge too. No, he can't. If you're 300 pounds, you ain't playing edge.
He could play defensive end in a 3-4. That's what he could play.
Yeah.
And what are they still supposed to do? Stop the run. They don't rush.
I've seen Darius falling. I don't know where everybody says he's moving up because he at one time was considered like the 20th to the 29th pick, and I've been seeing him in the 50s. Okay, all you got to do is sit and wait. Let me see what the number is, and we might be able to do it right now.
Well, it won't be immediately because we have to go and
tonight
get all the names and run it through the randomizer.
We're at 399. We need one more.
What do you think about Marvin Harrison Jr. right now?
Yeah,
I'm seeing a lot of stuff that people are saying he might fall out of the first right now.
Yeah. And I wouldn't mind getting Newton, but I don't think you have to trade up for him. I think he might be sitting right there at 29.
I think he's a luxury pick they don't really need.
Right. We really don't need a first round defensive tackle. We need an edge. If we're going to take something out the D line, it'd be edge in the first round. And there's only 4 worthy of the first round pick. Ready for him again?
Go for it.
Jared Verse, Chop Robinson, Dallas Turner, and Latu. That's it. The only 4 worthy of a first round pick.
Mm-hmm.
But Newton's been hurt.
I still say they should go cornerback or guard 1 and 2. I know a lot of people are saying
Cornerback.
That's what I said, cornerback.
You sound like you said Porter.
Well, yeah, Bo Nix, same football, Detroit. But no, a corner or a guard, round 1 and 2. Shore up to 2 positions, you still need the most thing there. Granted, everyone says, okay, you guys re-signed Glasgow, you signed freaking Zietler. They're both old. Draft a replacement early on, let them sit for a year behind them.
Yeah, in all actuality, if all the defensive guys are gone, I'm not mad at taking either a guard or a wide receiver at 29 even. Mm-hmm. Giants do need a QB. Yeah, I know. They got, while their roster has been meh, they've been stuck with Trevor Lawrence, an average quarterback. And Brent says, I climbed telephone poles too, Von Doom, in St. Louis back in 1981. Oh, my goodness.
Gapping sucks so much, Brent. Your knees probably still hurt from it, don't they?
That was Brent.
That's what I said, Brent.
Oh, okay. It sounded like you said Brent to me. I don't know why, but my sound's off or my hearing. Do I think edge is possible at 29? Not likely. Most of the guys are either not worth a first round pick or will be gone long before that. Two of the good ones are going to go in the top 10. That's what I see.
Okay, now let's really think about this. You might be able to take a guy like Peyton Wilson or Cedric Gray, the edge rusher from North Carolina, in the first there with Brad Holmes because he doesn't give a shit what round they're graded at. If he thinks the guy's a first round pick that fits his team, he'll take him in any round. Hence Jack Campbell. I think JB froze again with his Walmart internet. So nice that it's not me freezing and it's him this time. Crazy Ken, if you run, it's because you know you've done something wrong, in my opinion. Or you're scared. But yeah, it's most likely because you did something wrong, man. They should see at least 11 wins. I'm not going to go out and just say they will, Brent, because you got a lot of the time you'll have freaking a stupid injury will occur. Or for some reason your team is just not just not gelling. Dumb stuff has happened. Like, how many times have we seen a team that on paper should be a Super Bowl contender and then barely make the playoffs or get knocked out first round? Dallas, Green Bay, whenever they play the Giants in the playoffs, you know. This thing completely cut out this time. Eagles. Yep, Eagles. So let me ask you this, everybody in the chat. They tried to ban the tush push. The NFL said no, they're going to keep the little gay porn brotherly shove shit going. Do you think the Eagles will still be successful with that without Jason Kelce there? Tina, I'll ask him to send it to you. It is about time for the FTP sponsorship, Ken. But JB's got to do that side.
Hey, how you doing? We're getting ready to end it now. I gotta start talking about anything. Oh, what is Braylon Dennis talking about? No, absolutely not.
Tush push will still be as successful without Jason Kelce there.
No, it absolutely won't. These Eagles got Patricia. It is about time because I do have to get to work soon. Let's put it in the chat. Just for Steve is real, yeah. It's FTP. It's also FDB and FSKOL. Fuck the Bears. Fuck Skull. And fuck the Packers. Because guess what? It's Fuck Your Feelings Friday. You smile whenever I say that.
I love Fuck Your Feelings Friday. Tina needs you to send the link to her Facebook.
Dropping out. Okay, good. It ain't. I got to go ahead and get the sponsorships done before I lose my internet. Come on. You can hear me again? Did I cut out at all there? There we go. Finally, it's showing it. Glossner on the best window tinner in Saginaw, 99-443-9240 at 409 Hamilton. Go there, get your windows tinted. Take care of your auto detailing, all your needs. Tell him Smokin' Jeremy B sent you. He can make your whip look as good as a 300 C-Class. And also, at the corner of South Saginaw Street on Grand Bin, if you need tires, we will take care of your needs, whether used or new. Used tires start at $40 a piece. New tires, we have to get a quote online. I got
We didn't let him run a mock draft this morning.